Hi, Brent Haynes with Wood Sound Flutes. Have a few flutes I'll share with you today. The first one in my hands is a mid-G made out of Utah juniper. Utah juniper is a really wonderful wood to me. Not only does it grow wild around here in Utah where I live, it's called cedar around here. That's what people around here know it as. But it is Utah juniper. Has a wonderful aroma. It also has a really beautiful grain. It's fairly dry here in Utah, so the grain of Utah juniper is really tight together. And it gets sometimes this really incredible curl that you see down in this end of the flute. This is just unbelievable curl. I've never seen until this piece of wood that we were working with came around. I'd never seen any Utah juniper with this kind of curl in it. I actually cut this out of the raw wood itself. A friend of mine brought me a great big piece of wood. It had a great big bend in the middle of it. And this curl came out of where that bend was. And anyways, it's just extremely beautiful. It has a wonderful sound. This last summer, on the way home from the Zion Flute Festival, I was driving our motorhome and was on a road that I shouldn't have been on. And anyways, I was coming down this dirt road in our motorhome and got on the wrong road. It had been freshly graded, and so that's how it deceived me. And I ended up on a road that was just way, way too steep to bring a motorhome down. We were basically crawling down the side of a cliff. And at one point, the brakes went out, and it was getting dark. It was actually dark when the brakes went out. And I didn't know what was below me, but I pulled the motorhome off the road and was bouncing across this deserty area and saw a couple of trees and rushed through the sides of them. And then I saw a great big Utah juniper up in front of me, and I couldn't see anything beyond it. And so I thought, well, I better run it into that juniper or I'm toast. There may be a cliff on the other side. I don't know, And so anyways, I put that motorhome right into the middle of that Utah juniper. And, that tree had branches on it that were over 20 feet long. It was like a huge bush, these great big branches out like this. And those branches just caught me and they bent like a bow, and like great big springs. And they just caught me like a feather pillow. It was amazing. It was the softest landing. Really, really incredible. So I love Utah juniper. It's a wonderful wood to me. Anyways, I'll play a song now that perhaps reflects that a little bit. So again, Utah juniper in the key of G. I have another flute on my website right now that's in the key of bass A. It's also made out of Utah juniper, and it's made out of this curly piece of Utah juniper, so you might want to check that out as well. The next flute I'll share with you is a cherry wood flute. This is trimmed with cocobolo and it has some turquoise on it. It's just a really beautiful, gorgeous instrument. I love this light colored wood coming into this darker colored wood right here at a point, and then coming out. I think these lines are really, really beautiful. Surprised face down here. It's fun. Wood's amazing, what you can see in the grain. You see faces and eagles and all sorts of crazy stuff you'll find in the grain of the wood. I really enjoy that. But again, this is a mid-G in cherry wood. Again, mid-G out of cherry wood. Gorgeous flute. Cherry wood's a nice wood because it's relatively inexpensive. I harvested that tree myself. I don't know, when I think about harvesting it, I think about it costs a lot. It was a lot of work, but I did harvest that one myself, and it doesn't tear up our tools too much. So it's a wood we're able to offer that sounds really wonderful at a little bit lower price. This next piece of wood is not that way. This is snake wood. It is really hard, it's really tough on tools, and it's really expensive. And so it's a wood that is the densest wood that I am aware of. This wood weighs 1.41 specific gravity, which means that it's 41% heavier than water. The flute is trimmed with African blackwood. It has some box elder burl rings on it, and it has a lotus blossom carved out of woolly mammoth ivory. So this is 20 to 40,000 year old material, and is just a really beautiful little carving, I think, the lotus blossom. Again, this is in the key of mid-G, and this is snakewood. Again, mid-G in snakewood. The next flute I'll share with you is made out of Osage orange. This is a really interesting wood because it was used for making bows. It has a lot of elasticity and resiliency, so you can pull it back and it springs forward, and it's provided food in that manner for people for thousands of years. It's also a really wonderful flute wood. It has an amazing color. It's just this brilliant yellow. This particular flute is trimmed with ebony, and it has some mother of pearl on it. Has some nice mother of pearl over here in this dark area right here. This is more like what the wood ages towards. It ages towards a deeper honey brown than the brilliant, almost fluorescent yellow. So it's just a fabulous flute wood, and we'll play a little something on it for you. Again, Utah juniper. Oh, excuse me, I'm stuck on that Utah juniper. That's so funny. Osage orange, also a really wonderful wood. You know, when a tree saves your life, you know, it's hard to get it out of your head. What can you say? The next flute that I want to share with you is a A mid-A, this is made out of salmon gum burl. This is a wood from Australia. It's a eucalyptus wood. This particular flute has just fabulous chatoyance, has incredible glow. This area through here I think is just spectacular. At any rate, this is again is in the key of mid-A. Again, mid-A in salmon gum burl. It's a gorgeous instrument. You can see it at www.woodsounds.com. You can reach me at brent@woodsounds.com, and always on my cell phone at 801-822-1415. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you soon.